Lots of moves to make. Ashley Webster, thank you so much for joining us there from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Well, with more on Apple, Ashley told you about them, these two metrics that matter most. That is to say, overall iPhone sales and sales from China. So nearly 30% of Apple's sales in the last quarter came from China. With me now, market experts, bull Amish Shah, market bear Michael Murphy. Amish, China, from what you saw from these results, yay or nay for Apple? Is the business model holding up there?
It's definitely holding up. So it's a yay, Deidre. In fact, they call this the year of the sheep. And they love beautiful things. So if you go and look at what Apple's done with the beautiful product, they've actually took market share, and they're #1, beating Huawei and Xiaomi, the two major suppliers in China, and a big decline with Samsung. In fact, you heard Tim Cook earlier talk about 30% of the users converted from the Android system to Apple. So China, to me, is a cult following like America is. In fact, I don't know if you saw crazy reports on the exaggeration of people are selling their kidneys to buy one of these iPhones. So I expect there was only 2 days as the last quarter with the 6S sales, that the Christmas sales we should be looking forward to, and this quarter is going to be a big one. It's going to be even more tremendous growth in China.
All right, Amish, you pointed out the fact that Apple is such a desired brand there. As you said, people selling their organs sometimes, that the news has surfaced, but they're also bucking an overall trend. I noticed Burberry, Hugo Boss, other luxury brands are reporting weaker sales in Asia, not Apple. Michael, what is your take? Because you are a market bear, where do you find fault with these numbers from China?
Well, it's a great quarter from Apple, and Apple's a great company. You can't dispute that. But a lot of times when people start selling their body parts to go out and buy a product, we kind of see a top in the market there. I think the China story, although it played out this quarter, that's not something I'd want to be betting on. And that's what I think why you're seeing, after a massive quarter from Apple, a very muted stock reaction. Stock's up just fractionally below where it was yesterday in after-hours trading. So I think the risk here is that the China story starts to develop in a negative way. The sales slow down in China, and that's really what you're betting on, that this growth will continue. And remember, Deirdre, Apple now controls 90% of the smartphone market. So to be able to continue to grow that level is something very tough to bet on.
Well, 90% in China or 90% globally?
Globally, overall.
All right. Now, the movie Steve Jobs could be used as a bull and bear indicator. That's why we brought it in. It earned only $7.3 million at the domestic box office last weekend, so much lower than some estimates of $19 million. Now, the bright side, the critics love it. It seems like a strong Oscar contender. But, Michael, to your point, it seems as if this is what you're saying. That is to say, the Steve brand, the Steve Jobs story is known. The brand is reaching near saturation. I want to ask you about some of the other products, and I made a little list here. So Apple Watch, we didn't get any information from. New Apple TV, iPad Pro. So is this enough to keep some pundits from saying Apple is no longer innovating? And I'm starting with you because you are the bear.
Yeah, Apple's still innovating. You know, the Apple Watch, if you look in the other category in the press release on the earnings, Deirdre, was up over $3 billion in sales in that other category. So I think they are still innovating. The thing is, this is really becoming all about the iPhone. You know, it's no longer about the iPads. It's not about the Macs or the desktops. It's about the iPhone. And I think they're going to have a hard time to continue to grow that iPhone market. So that's really what I see as the risk to being long the stock here at these levels.
Amish, is Apple becoming a one-trick pony?
Absolutely not. In fact, if you're a day trader, maybe you should worry. And, you know, to go to Michael's point, it's not just about iPhone sales. This company is revolutionary. They're in your home. They're in your car. Everybody's using their products. And we haven't heard everything about the electric car. But one analyst I spoke to said once that happens, the stock will go up $88. $88 makes this stock close to over 200, if not above that. So to me, you know, buy stock on Apple now. Watch the movie because it's entertainment. That's all it is. Wait till it comes out on Netflix, etc. And one day they may even be writing, or actually they might be doing a movie on Tim Cook. That's what I believe. Tim Cook is now doing great things where Steve Jobs is rolling in his grave extremely happy.
All right, Amish and Michael, I was going to say, you can't leave us better than with that image. Thank you very much. Apple's beat on the top and bottom lines, whether or not shoppers will buy iPhones as a gift. Of course, an open question this holiday season. But one CEO is telling shoppers not to buy his products, at least on one of the biggest shopping days of the year.
Black Friday, we're closing all 143 of our stores, and we're paying our employees to get outside because we believe a life lived outside is a life well lived. We'd rather be in the mountains than in the aisles. Join us on November 27th at Opting Outside. Thanks.
That is the CEO of outdoor retailer REI, urging customers to opt outside instead of shopping. Obviously, this fits with his brand, but retail sales analyst Bert Flickinger with me now. So, Bert, this hashtag/opt outside, asking people to share what they're doing on Black Friday on social media, part of the outdoor brand. But what do you think about this totally countercultural move against frenzied consumerism that really dominates the holidays, coming from the CEO of a retailer?
Deirdre, it's a really powerful initiative because REI already has set the platinum standard for its team members as well as its vendors and shoppers in terms of customer service, the highest compensation, the highest levels of profit sharing, the highest concern for the people.